Hello, how's it going, everyone? So today we are doing some Mythcraft. It is our first session, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm just gonna switch over and kind of wait for everyone to get sorted because I think everyone's kind of like set it up too. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've got a little fun character, so looking forward to seeing how they do. I think it's mainly just going to be talking and stuff today because of it being the first session, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, let's switch over and we'll just wait. Hey, how are you doing, Evil? Yeah, I'm there. Sorry, I'm just setting up still. But how you doing? How you doing?
You're cutting in and out, Woo.
Am I? I've meant to be muted. Give me a second. Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. It was like I could only hear you for split seconds for some reason.
I was using push to talk, but I think it's not working properly.
Ah.
Just give me 1 second to test it. So I don't think they can hear me now, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully they can't. But yeah, we're doing some Mythcraft today, which is a TTRPG. We haven't quite started yet, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. No, I'm not American. I'm from the UK. Favorite food? So there's this, it's like a Chinese dish you can get. I don't know what the actual Chinese name is, but when I order it, it's called triple roast, and it's like rice, veggies, and then it's like roast duck, barbecue pork, and pork belly. Oh, it's so good, so good. It's like such a nice mix of like meat and veggies and rice. Oh, what about yours? What's your favorite? I think I know what's up. It's catching like the end of what I'm saying when I unmute my push to talk. That's very true. Poor skeletons. Does Brit actually to a bottle of water? So we say bottle of water. I guess like I suppose it depends on like where you're from in the UK. I think it's a very like London pronunciation of saying it, but yeah.
Oh. Woo, let me know when you're ready. Ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
I thought you were still futzing about with push to talk.
Oh no, I've fixed it now. Hopefully. Yeah, life is an interesting one in Britain right now. There's a lot going on. I don't think it's as crazy as like America, for example, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. I'll say that much.
All right. Let's see. Down up there. So I will be Skay, I don't see you in roll 20.
I'm gonna be real, I forgot roll 20 existed for a moment.
The link is, of course, in the top comment.
I'm already in it.
All right.
I just have to get to it. Which requires me to log into my other browser, because that's where everything is.
I think I got 3 different browsers for specific different things.
I like that Google has profiles. So you can log into certain stuff based on the profile. And it stays the same for that profile, and you don't have to change it for the other profiles.
Yep.
Which is great when you have like a business account for your Twitch for a group versus your personal Twitch.
Mm-hmm. But you all ready to get started with the festivities?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Cloister of the Dice. I am your one and only gaming monk, better known as Mildra, and with me I have 3 of my good brothers and sisters. More will be coming as we go in. We have Scalia, we have Sudden Abyss, and we have Deja Vu on this lovely but misty Saturday. I would say it's cold, but it's always cold. It's always cold in my mountain. That's what keeps the annoying people out. They don't know how to dress in layers. But we are here mostly, and while we won't be getting into a whole lot of fighting for this one, we will be setting a tone. So with all that in mind, I hope you all don't mind if I tell you a bit of a story, as I often do with these things. Because first off, I believe you can all see the map proper.
Yep.
And this particular affair is taking place in the greater region of Norspina, a part of the northern continent of Ansera. For several years now, this particular region has been in the control of Dracula, who has basically taken over the nations of Dirk, Forsten, and Nord and Kess, and has significant control over the associated regions, essentially taking these places over as his domain. And because of that, there have been a few people who have attempted to organize some degree of resistance and have called upon adventurers to help in the matter. That being the Harkers, Joanna and her mother Mina, and Abraham Van Helsing. But for you all, I'm going to be setting a bit of a tone for how you all ended up in the place where you'll be converging. But let me make sure I have what I need. Okay. Ah, there it is. No, I didn't want to rename the folder. I wanted to sort it. There we go. But you will recall that each of you picked out a legacy artifact when we did character creation last week. And that will play a factor as we go into this. But I think I'll start with you on this particular thing, Wu.
Okay.
So, and this was part of the reason why I asked you all the set of questions that I did earlier on. But you had been, I believe in your case, Herbert has been trying to maintain his particular lifestyle while always looking for ways to either mitigate or remove the lycanthropy curse that his family has been under.
Yep.
So essentially, you weren't bitten by a werebore. You were born with the curse, as your father was, as his father was, and so on.
That's correct.
Mm-mm. And during what would normally be just any regular day in one of the temples in your village, you were drawn up to a corner of the building where service is conducted. At which point you saw something. The world seems to fade around you. As clearly as you saw your previous surroundings, you find yourself in a glade of oak trees. There's yellow-green light filtering through the great leaves of these trees. And standing in front of you is a woman who appears both youthful yet ancient. It is from where you're standing, it's impossible to say with any certainty what her skin tone is, hair color, or even hairstyle are. The main thing you notice is just the golden color of her eyes.
Interesting.
As you get close, and which even if you're not moving, you do see that she is wearing a white dress, and at her feet is a freshly tilled patch of earth. A new tree starting to poke up in the soil. There seems to be a safety with her presence. And then you hear her speak without actually saying anything, stating, "There is greatness within you, and I believe you have the courage to unleash it."
I don't know if I can trust her. Sounds suspicious.
But if you wish to ask her any questions, this would be the time to do it.
Yeah, I'll ask her what she means by that. I'll just look at her and be like, what do you mean by that?
You will learn that in time. I've decided to choose you as a champion of goodness. Dracula is a great evil on these lands, and an even greater threat than anyone can possibly comprehend. However, you, along with several people you will meet, may be able to prevent that.
Where must I go to prevent it? Who do I meet? I need direction.
You will meet someone, and they will recognize you. When you do, your path will be made very, very clear. And if you have any doubt, know that you have the blessing of Tavare, the head of the Celestial Council.
I see. Thank you for your words of wisdom. I will head out as you wish.
She seems to smile at you, and the vision ends. And when it does end, you notice that in your hand is a silver chain necklace that has a small pendant, a golden acorn surrounded by a silver halo.
Does it feel like well, I don't know if I'd be able to identify if it was magical, but does it feel like, I don't know, does it have like a warmth to it or anything?
It has that same warmth that you felt when you were in her presence.
I guess he'd just kind of like look at it, kind of like clench it gently, and then put it on around his neck.
Mm-hmm. And for the sake of reference, and I'm putting this in the side chat for you, that is what the pendant looks like.
Ooh, that's cool. Very fancy.
Mm-hmm. But shortly after that, you you end up seeing a notice from a man named Abraham Van Helsing, who is who has a job offer for any able-bodied individual in the town of Broken Shield.
I guess he's just gonna like mumble to himself. Perhaps this is what she meant. Perhaps this is the sign. And then he's just gonna like keep note of the town. Head off.
But at the same time, elsewhere in the place, at a random tavern in a different part of the region, we will be shifting over to Aurelia's perspective. You find yourself in a tavern of sorts. And no, I'm not doing the you all meet at a tavern. Not yet, anyway.
Oh dang!
But
it will happen. Just not yet.
Who's the edgy one in the corner? That's the real question.
That is a good question. The answer is yes. But you were meeting up with someone who you believe might be a potential buyer for the stake thrower that you found. After your home burned down, you had salvaged some things, but you also found that. As far as how you got it, what it was doing in your manor, and the like, you've got no idea. You've been trying to sell the thing off for weeks, and there's been no takers.
Fun.
But before I get to that, since I don't have a visual reference, I'd like you to describe to me what Aurelia looks like.
There's a picture in the doc that you have. It's closer to that. I'll see if I can re-grab it.
All right.
But the only difference is hair's a lot longer.
That is fair.
A lot longer and more neatly kept.
Mm-hmm. Let me see.
I made some slight changes to her from what I initially sent, but most of it's the same.
Yep. So a elven woman with is that silver or platinum blonde hair?
It's technically platinum blonde, but it's mixed with silver and gold, so still platinum.
Yep. Have two hairs and go double platinum. I'm not apologizing. Let me show it to everyone. And I'm also going to add that so that I have that as at least a placeholder on your sheet. But as you're waiting on a contact who is open to inspecting the thing. Uh, and just for the sake of record, I want to see if you put in her height.
I did originally in the notes I sent you. I didn't put it in the thing. I probably should.
Yeah.
One moment. Let me find it.
Mm-hmm.
Send my messages to you. This won't take long.
Yep.
Height's about. Oh, why'd everything scroll to the top? 5'2".
All right. That will be. But as you are waiting, and I should make clear they only agreed to appraise the item,
Yeah.
i.e., see if it's even sellable.
Yep.
They are not. But hopefully, if you have it appraised, maybe you'll have a better chance of selling the thing off.
Yep.
But as you do, you hear the sound of heavy footsteps, and a woman in a wide-brimmed hat makes her appearance. She stands about 5'5", so just slightly taller than you. But she comes in with a breastplate, a long trench, and a wide-brimmed hat, along with an array of knives, vials, and crossbow bolts that are in pouches and belt loops all over her appearance. She has hair that is completely black, but is lank. And just so you can see who you are dealing with. Okay, why?
Sorry.
For some reason it's not letting me just do a good old copy pasta. So I'm going to have to improvise. There you are. She introduces herself, saying, "Hello, my name is Joanna Harker. Are you the woman who put up that notice looking for a item to appraise? I was brought here by a friend of mine on that matter."
Indeed, I am.
She looks right at you, and you can see that she has the face of a woman who looks like she has stared death in the face and survived. She does not look like a normal appraiser. you get that clear. She looks more like somebody who'd be better off hunting monsters than appraising trinkets.
What better person to appraise a weapon for hunting than a hunter themselves? Though,
But
you know?
but she says nothing as she stares right at you, almost like she's looking through you. It doesn't help that she's standing a foot away from you. She's looking right through your eyes. in a way that is, it's not fully it is slightly uncomfortable, but more of a if I say the wrong thing, I might lose my head kind of way.
I'm just gonna stare back. She's either here to appraise or not. And she's just gonna kind of, you can see that she's kind of just, while she's staring back, she's still serious and having it appraised, but she's not taken aback by it either. It's just kind of like, I'm here for business, you know?
After a second, Joanna steps back and simply says, "All right. I assume you've set up a room at the inn. May I see the item?"
I have a question. So you said that the person I contacted was not her, but someone in contact with her, correct?
Yes.
It was Harker.
The
correct?
person you contacted is her mother, Mina.
Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I had that part correct. And what is my relationship like? Not relationship as in like close, but how do I know this person? And are they someone that I know I can trust?
The Harkers are old money in these regions, and you are even if your lands are leaving much to be desired, you are still nobility. So it's a case of knowing a friend of a friend of a friend.
Okay, that's what I needed to know. Yeah, she's gonna. What did you say? Did she introduce her name yet, or no?
No, the reason Joanna knows who to look for was by description.
Okay, I just want to make sure I didn't miss that because I wasn't sure yet. Aurelia looks at her, puts her hand on the crossbow, and goes, "Indeed, I have a room at the inn. And what would your name be? Perhaps we could become acquainted first before we get down to business."
Joanna Harker. She extends her hand for a handshake.
Aurelia will extend her hand in return. "It is a pleasure."
The immediate thing you notice is that she has a very strong grip.
Yeah, Aurelia's is much softer and more gentle, but firm. You can tell this woman has never fought a day before in her life.
Whereas Joanna looks like she's engaged in warfare in a regular basis.
The only thing she's probably fought is keeping books loaded in a bookshelf that's overfilled.
All right, I'd rather inspect the thing in more private circumstances.
I will say she does have the crossbow neatly packaged in a like nice little fabric that's neatly folded and then tied together to keep it concealed, so it's just not out in the open. It's like it is hidden.
Oh yeah.
You can kind of tell that she's just kind of like trying to keep it well maintained, because like, why the fuck would my family keep it well maintained? I mean, sorry, I cussed. I don't know if that's allowed on my stream.
Oh, it is.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure before it got too late.
Yeah, I certainly am not going to get on anybody for colorful language, knowing that I say that and worse on a regular basis on this show.
Nope. But Yeah, she, like, you can tell she's doing what her family would have done with it, that she knows they would have done with it, and trying to be mindful of that. Because if it meant something to them, then it has to mean something.
Mm-mm. But she again asks, I would like to inspect it personally, but the middle of a tavern is no place for an inspection. Do you have a? I assume you have a room at the inn.
I do.
I believe that will suffice.
And she will lead her to the inn while keeping everything with her closely, so that way it's not like all out in the open for people. Try not to make a scene, because she can kind of tell this lady means business.
Mm-hmm.
And she's already getting the notion that this doesn't need to be out in the open, like for real, for real.
Mm-hmm. And I will slightly correct myself. At the current state, Dracula is pretty much the ruler of Dirk, Bishal, and Nord.
Hmm.
The other places he hasn't conquered yet, but the feeling is it's only a matter of time.
Yep.
But as you head back to the inn, which is it's a decent enough one bedroom. You're one that you didn't have to technically pay for, because even with how south things go, your family name still carries a bit of weight.
Yep.
But she asks you to, since the room that you're in has, a bed, a desk, a closet for people to put up spare clothes for extended stays, a very basic one bed room. She asks, could you please put the item on the desk?
She's going to gently set it on the desk and then turn and go and make sure the window is closed and the blinds are also closed.
And let me grab a certain thing for a moment. So I'm going to show you in the side the official image for the stake thrower, though it's not though I feel like I had a more apropos image which I sent to you last week.
Yeah, you sent me that, and as someone who has tried to shoot a crossbow before, I was like, that's like minimum pull strength of 175. Ain't no way.
But that is the official design of the thing.
Where is it?
It's in the side chat.
Oh, the side chat of Discord.
Mhm.
Sorry. Hold on. Oh, that's a lot smaller. That's so much smaller.
Yep. The item, of course, is a crossbow lined with what looks like crimson colored wood and parts of gold. Though instead of firing crossbow bolts, it appears to be firing wooden stakes.
Hmm.
But also also has mechanisms on the underside to load potions and bombs. But she goes, I am very familiar with this weapon. I would like I would ask how you got a hold of this.
Beverly is gonna pull out a chair at the table and just kind of sit down, and then look at it, and then look back at her. And she just kind of glances back at the item. I'm trying to think of a first name for her father. I never got that far. I was like, he's dead. Why do I need to? My father, Davin DeVere, he was, I'm going to assume, the original owner of this. And in the recent months, he is no longer with us. This was among the rubble of which was originally my home, tucked away nicely in a box that was barely touched by the fire.
I had drawn up the prototype of this some time ago as a weapon that could contend against Dracula. And I submitted it to a friend of mine, Herb Richard. I guess he contacted your father to help with getting the equipment together to make this thing.
That would make sense. My father had a knack of keeping information hidden for various uses. In case of
Still,
times of trouble.
if you have access to it, then it is certainly it is most doubts attuned to you as far as its particular sorceries. There is some degree of latent magic within this thing. Something that I had suggested as a security measure. I may not be able to take it off from you, and if I try to take it, it's going to end up back in your hands in some form in the future. That was the parameters that I had suggested when I gave Richard the prototype. But this is not a prototype. This is the completed version. Last I heard, Herb is in the town of Broken Shield, which is about a day's travel from here. If you find him, maybe he can maybe he can take the thing off your hands, but I can't. However, if you're heading down there, would you be willing to do a favor for me?
And what is that?
An old friend of mine Abraham of House Helsing has requested aid in the town of Broken Shield. I cannot go there personally to his aid, but would you be willing to go there in my stead?
I currently have nothing else better to do. I do not mind.
She reaches into one of her pouches and pulls out a pendant with a seal on it. This is my house seal. Wear it, and Abraham will recognize you as a friend.
I assume you want me to deliver this to them?
Do meet with Abraham. Do as he asks, and he may be able to better help you in what you're trying to get that thing off your hands.
Understood. I will gladly take that into consideration and make my way there as soon as I can.
Mm-hmm. Fair. Take heed. The roads have grown significantly more dangerous as of late.
As to be expected. Things are never quite as easy as we'd like them to be, are they?
No.
Is there anything else you need of me on this trip?
Just be sure that you are perfectly able to defend yourself.
I'll do what I can.
So, on the finally, and I'll be shifting over to you, Abyss, for this.
Okay.
And no worries. Let me see which. All right, you. That's the you had gotten Ascalon. So. You, coming from a family of vampire hunters, have very close associations with the church. Specifically the Church of the Celestial Council. And I'd imagine that you don't necessarily work for the Celestial Church, but you do work with them.
More or less, yeah.
And specifically the Order of Vigil, which is a denomination that is far less centralized than other divine orders. You don't have divine magic, but you have some tricks up your sleeve. And at one particular ritual, you're given what seems to be a graduation ceremony. As somebody who had trained with the family for years, and now, after after taking out your first vampire a few weeks ago, you finally are able to graduate to becoming a full member of your family's business. And as this particular ceremony is going on, you end up seeing that a spear is presented that is clearly made of white stone and what looks like gold. It's not a full size sphere. It looks like a spear that would favor one hand. And actually, it's just I forgot the white stone thing isn't here. It's just a golden spear. And let me get the image for you.
Okay.
It is a hand and a half size for its particular size.
Okay, I'll probably be like looking at it and looking at like the markings.
This spear, Ascalon, was blessed by the saints. You hear one of the elders of the family state. It has been for centuries. It has been in our hands. And now as the heir to the name, you will be adding to its legacy. I entrust that you will be able to carry this spear with the same dignity, the same strength of faith that your predecessors have done for generations.
Like I'm like it's such an honor, and I appreciate this gift, and I'll hold it onto my body as long as I can.
Also, hello there, Joe. Welcome to the party. We're just going into setting the tone.
Excellent.
So, as you do take the spear, the elder says, while you may have been cursed with unholy parentage, you have proven yourself to be a suitable vessel of faith. There has been a request from a trusted ally of the family, Abraham Van Helsing. He is looking for people to help him with a problem in Broken Shield. Go there. I think you'll find that it will be very relevant to you.
I see. I'll do as you wish. And she'll just like she'll just like stare a little bit.
Go with blessing, Scarlet.
I'll just bow. Is there any particular phrases or words? Because you know what I look like.
If you're carrying that spear, then Lord Van Helsing will recognize you.
Very well. I'll definitely keep this spear with me at all times.
But as you head out to Broken Shield, and oh, we lost Joe.
Oh no.
While I'm waiting for him, I'm going to. That's what he got, right? Let me double check to make sure he has what is needed. So let me. Joe's in phone mode. That explains things. Sorry about the issue. But fortunately for each of you, the journey to Broken Shield, which is in the region of Foston, and is a small town that's not too far from the major city of Walden. You have noticed a certain gloom, as if Dracula's shadow casts a wide berth even in a region that he doesn't control. And the other thing to notice is you have heard rumors here and there of things worse than vampires out in the wild. Whether it be things like restless spirits, ghosts possessing people, or demons. It is significantly treacherous. And with some of you, it is a case of keeping watch for issues. Scarlet, you don't seem to have as much to worry about. It's almost as if the spear is one giant warning sign to anything that might try and start something.
Nice.
Because it is a blessed spear. And it's not like it's going to blend in easy when it's freaking gold.
Especially with my size, though, too.
But I see muted, but I see Valder. So hopefully we will be joined by them shortly. And in the meantime, let me raise the audio a bit because it was coming in way too quiet. I have my virtual audio at a lower volume level, but I guess it was too low. But I think Joe will be showing up shortly. Valder's here, but still at work. So here in quotes. I gotcha. But eventually, you do start to get close to broken shield. Now, this is it's not quite Broken Shield is a decent sized town, but not quite a full city. And just to make sure. No, I didn't want to move the full map. I just wanted to move the banner. This is Broken Shield. It's a decent sized place, not necessarily a full size city, but larger than a village. Within the Highlands of Forston is where it is found. It's frequented by travelers who are either going south to north or vice versa, and is often used as a place for travelers to take 1 or 2 days off before getting back on the trail. And it is known for having a friendly but insular people. The population is probably about 1,000. And it is one of those cases where everybody knows everybody, even if it's not by personal knowledge. And while technically this is a part of the Kingdom of Forston, because the Kingdom of Forston is in full-on anarchy due to the whole Dracula problem, it hasn't paid taxes in years. There's also the problem of, well, Forston doesn't currently have a ruler, as you all are aware by this point. The late Queen Janice had passed away, and her 3 successors were killed. Which, you know how things go when you have a massive power vacuum. And making everything worse, as you approach the town, you see a massive force field over the whole area. Almost like the city is surrounded by a bubble. If any of you've seen the show Under the Dome or read the book, you'll be familiar with this concept. And the bubble doesn't block the sight of the town, but you can clearly see it's keeping people in and something else out. But as you approach, you do get stopped by the essentially the watch. Hang on a second, let me make sure that's working the way it's intended. Okay, there we go. But as you do approach each you're asked, please state your business within Broken Shield. And Wu, I'll start with you. What's your response?
Am I able to look if they kind of look suspicious at all? Like whether they've got good intentions with what they're asking?
No, they look like regular guards. It's a bit odd that there is a full barrier around the town, but it's been there for a while.
Okay. He'd probably be a bit cautious, and he'd just be like, he'd say, I'm a farmer from far away, and I've come because I've heard your marketplaces are some of the best around for selling goods, and I would like to sell my goods in the market.
He does inspect the goods that you have, which is mostly some spices that you had gotten through trading, along with various materials that one would expect of a farmer and carpenter. And as that goes on, he simply says, "Go on ahead. Don't cause any trouble."
He'd just kind of nod and say, very well, sir, thank you, and then just kind of walk.
But the place, when you get inside, it does look like what the town would expect to, but you do notice that even though it's early morning, because of the way the light hits that force field, it looks like sunset inside the town.
He'd probably just look a bit confused about it, but like take more of like a mental note, and then I guess say if it's like that all the time.
As at the same time, it's the problem when you've got multiple windows at once. Aurelia, you arrive at a different gate, and as you go and you get the same thing. Please state of the guard saying, "Please state your business within Broken Shield."
Question. So she did state that she or correction. She didn't state that I can't use her name and whatnot to let them know that I was sent here, correct? Like, that was never stated or implied.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So could I gather that they would know her and that me being sent by her?
The
Is
guard here
expected.
the guard here doesn't even recognize the pendant that you were given.
And would they recognize the person that I am supposed to be meeting with, though?
You don't know if they know who that is.
Okay.
It's likely they don't, because they
Um,
just look like they're just regular old town watch. They don't even look that they don't look that fully equipped.
She's going to look at them, and she's going to take note of one, the fact that everything's super secure, and she's going to politely look at them. I heard that there was someone here who would be interested in some of my late father's estate. I've come to meet with them to see if they would gain interest in possibly procuring this off of me.
The guard seems to roll his eyes at the idea, especially since you're your outfit does stand out a bit. Not in a massively ridiculous way, but it's easy to tell someone's highborn just by what they're wearing. And he simply goes, just go in and do whatever you need to do.
Thank you, dear sir.
And at the same time, not at the same time, at the same relative amount of time, Scarlet, you end up coming in, and you end up getting a similar question. Please state your business.
My kid just walked in. I looked at the guards, and I just looked at them and was like, I'm here for private matters inside. And I take a bow at them.
He is about to say something, but he notices that the vestments you have do have seals of the Celestial Council, because even if you're not dressed as a priest, you do have the seals that are tied to the Vigil sect.
Mhm.
And as a result, it's like, as they don't know the full thing when it comes to the divine orders, but they know somebody who looks like they're associated with a church. And
Okay.
he looks at you like you are a traveling nun.
I see.
Like, he thinks that you are some sort of holy woman, like a nun or a priestess.
I'll roll with it.
Apologies, my lady. Things are a bit tense here of late. Please carry on, and do not cause any issues. We are simple folk in Broken Shield.
I appreciate it. I will try to make my trip quick then.
Mm-hmm. But as the three of you go in, since we're getting close to the midway point of the time slot we have, we're going to take a break for about 10 minutes. So those of you who need to use the little boys or girls room, go right. This is the time to do it. Get your drinks, get your snacks. We will see you in 10. So right around 12:57 p.m. standard. All right. And whoops, I hit the wrong one. I hit my ending screen instead of my BRB. Whoops. I'm gonna get myself some more water, and I'll be right back.
All good.
Um, And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and okay, you're. Oh, I'll have to. I may have to adjust
What
it, but
happened?
your reactive looks tiny.
Oh, I wonder why. Why is it so tiny? What?
Yes,
It
you
shrunk.
look. I realize Faye liked messing around with shrinking potions and the like, but I didn't think it would go that far.
No. It's just an inability, dude. I can't help it. I'm sorry.
Mm.
Dang, my hidden ability is just like Mold Breaker. Darn.
And hold on a second, because I thought I had yours. Sorry to do this live, folks, but I could have swore your reactive was set up, and it is not.
Question, Mildred. Do you have them all like on the same link, or are they each individual?
They're each individual.
Okay. I was gonna say, if needed, I can just go into Photoshop and fix it. But with my luck would be the exact opposite of the problem.
This is the weirdest remake of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids I've ever seen.
Didn't they do that but turn it into a video game?
Probably. The 90s were weird.
No, it's like some video game where it's like a bunch of kids get shrunk in like someone's
Oh
backyard.
yeah, Grounded.
That's it.
Yeah, one of my brothers plays that a lot.
Good game.
Good
Till the-
game.
Till the spiders come.
Survival style games aren't exactly my bag, but it appears to be quality, so I'll give it that. But as this whole thing is going on, Ryuma, you are also entering the town of Broken Shield, and and the first thing you do notice is the barrier surrounding the town, which seems to have a reddish hue. It's clearly magic. And
Where
as
in
you
the
approach,
world am I now?
you are stopped by one of the guards asking, please state your business within Broken Shield.
Broken Shield. Oh. Was I supposed to be here? Pulls out notebook, starts looking at it. Oh! Hey, I didn't get lost this time. I think.
Didn't mean to interrupt.
I'm here to help
Just
you with your
realized something.
vampire problem.
He looks at you with a stare and just goes, "You, I." Hey, see, he's a bit nervous because he's never seen a dragonfolk before. And
What is it?
speaking
Is it
on
the
that,
teeth? Everyone always has problems with the teeth.
what does Ryuma look like?
So Ryuma is kind of like so most dragon folk tend to look like humanoid Western dragons. He's a bit more lanky and almost gives a bit more serpentine kind of a look. So he's also tall, like I think we said 6'9".
Let's see, 6'6".
6'6", right?
It's almost 6'7".
I specifically no. I said Mildred height, so I have to Mildred sometimes. In any case, he's dressed in a hooded robe, though the hood is pulled back, and back of it is a family crest that looks like a shield that's segmented with a variety of vampire killing items: the dawning sun, a stake and a hammer. I have to refer to my notes on this. But in the middle of it, in the center, forming a kind of cross shape to separate the 4 fields, is a bat with a silver sword going right through it. Pretty obvious on what he does, I think. He wears chainmail, and he's pretty much loaded for bear. Like he has a short bow and quiver on his back. On his right side, he has a sheathed blade and a single stake. On the left side, he has a coiled whip and a boomerang, of all things. He also just has an ever-present notebook that he kind of keeps on an inside pocket of his hooded cloak, and he's just kind of like referring to it every so often. It's the teeth, right? Usually people have issues with the teeth. Where's it? I mean, I'm usually taller than people. Is that what the problem is?
Also, I just sent you what the image of your particular whip looks like.
You sent it to me?
It's in the side chat.
Oh, in the side chat. Got it. Nice.
I am a little bit partial to the combat cross.
Oh. I mean, that's what the boomerang looks like, is a giant cross, so.
So, he simply goes... He stammers for a bit, as I mentioned, and then just goes... Just don't cause any trouble. We have enough trouble as it is with all of this.
I mean, I'm here to solve the trouble.
And to that end, we're going to be doing a bit of a flashback, which is my way of doing the intro while also doing in medias res. If it works for cinema, I can make it work here.
I can add sound effects if you want.
No.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah, the vine boom.
So, let me... There. So, a little while back, you were in a tavern looking for work, and you end up seeing a thing saying, stating that help was being asked for from Abraham Van Helsing, a name you are familiar with because anybody who has any interest in vampire hunting knows who that is.
Isn't he like my 4th cousin 3 times? Whatever. Anyway.
But when you ask the owner about that particular notice, he points you to an old hunched man in a dusty leather coat sitting at a table in the back. He wears a wide brimmed hat that matches his coat, and asks for you to sit. And let me get a screenshot for you so you can see him. There we go. Once again in the side chat for you.
I see it.
But he gestures for you to sit, And you see that he's smoking an old hickory pipe, and he studies you under the brim of his hat and over his rectangular glasses, stating, "Are you here for the job?"
I mean, vampire hunting runs in the family, so yeah.
Another family business. I thought so. Come with me. He then stands up, and you would think that he'd stand a bit hunched given his age, and he stands up completely straight, as if the whole feeble appearance was just a front.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a tall man, but he is still very sturdy in his appearance, even with his age. But he does walk with a slight limp, walking with a wooden cane. After leading you to a private room, you see him sit down at a writing desk, saying, "You aren't what I expected when I sent word, but you'll do. Do you think you have what it takes to kill a vampire?"
Looks down at the family artifact, looks down at everything else I'm carrying, looks up. I mean, I'll do my best or die trying.
I prefer you live trying, but
I mean, I prefer
I
that
can
too.
manage. Down the road a piece is a town called Broken Shield. For the last few weeks, that town has been encroached and taken over by a vampire, to the point where it had set up a barrier to block all but the illuminating effects of sunlight within that region.
Oh.
This means that he can walk about in the daytime and no one even notices he's a vampire. It also means that the nourishment from sunlight isn't given to the plants in that region. I don't know if that vampire is there on Dracula's orders, given that he wishes to expand his territory, or if it's just some random rogue vampire. But I'm not taking any chances. So I would like you to go to Broken Shield and deal with the problem. There will be some others you'll no doubt end up meeting.
Sounds like a plan. So do we know how this vampire got settled in long enough to set up this barrier?
Probably, I don't think he did it himself. He probably hired some people to do it for him.
Hmm.
Or was gifted people on that matter.
So we're no doubt dealing with a coven.
We are no doubt dealing with the fact that Dracula has taken over significant parts of the regions here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he'd be satisfied with just conquering 3 kingdoms, especially when one of them is in a state of anarchy, meaning a perfect spot for him to just swoop in and take it without even having to start a war.
Oh, that's what we're here for, right?
That is correct. I will be in Broken Shield in a few days. I will hopefully see you there soon.
All right. Which way was Broken Shield again?
South by southeast. You should be able to get there in about a day.
South by southeast. Okay.
He looks at you and says, "Hold on a moment." As you see him grab some parchment and start scribbling things. Then grabs your forearm and just places the thing right in your open hand.
Hmm?
Just in case you end up going the wrong way.
What?
parchment he's you sidelined for a minute. Joe? Hey, Joe.
Where'd he come from? Where'd he go? Where'd the D&D Joe go? This character would have got there a long time ago.
I found out the band that did that version of that song is still up for sale. There have been no
I'll
takers.
text again because my internet died.
Look,
All
I am
All right.
on the fly and sick. My brain is half here, and I'm also enjoying good soup. So, no promises here.
Are you at soup?
Why are you buying clothes at the soup store?
But
Oh, yeah. Oh, directions. Yeah, I can follow these. No problem.
yeah, it is. It's not a heavily detailed map, but it is pointing out certain landmarks to keep an eye out for, the way to spot certain directions. Basically saying this is the way to get there. If you get lost, you're an idiot.
Right. Well, I'll see you there.
Yes.
As soon as he
you
leaves
will.
town. As soon as he leaves town, he immediately goes north.
Yeah. So it should have been a day's travel. It ended up taking you 3 days because you went the wrong way. Because you were looking at the map upside down.
It's a good thing he wrote the directions and not just relied on a map. That's why it only took me 3 days.
But flash forward with you all arriving at Broken Shield, which, yes, it is on the nose as you observe, Skay, that the map looks like a literal broken shield shape. But within the town, you do see that there is a farm outside the walls. There is the issue of the force field. There are also a few havens and a few shrines to the celestial council. And as you do enter, you do find that it doesn't take long before you all end up meeting in what looks like the center of the town. And people there are friendly, but there are a few side eyes going about. So, if you want to listen in for what people are saying, you could roll either awareness, intelligence, charisma, or luck.
Let's take a look at what I can do. So it was awareness, luck, or what?
Awareness, intellect, charisma, or luck.
Yes, I'm rolling luck.
15. Is anyone else going to attempt?
I will as well. I just wasn't sure that all of us could. What are we rolling at?
Awareness, intellect, charisma, or luck. Pick one.
I'll do awareness.
Yeah, let's do awareness. Is this in our character sheet?
Yeah.
Character sheet, yes.
I wasn't sure if those were finished yet. That's why I was asking.
Okay, 14, 16. Abyss, are you going to try and roll it?
For which parts on the character sheet?
Either awareness, intelligence, charisma, or luck.
So the bubbles, the big bubbles that are
Mhm.
that have individual numbers that you
Yep.
see under personality background, they're like
Oh,
different color.
And I just press. I think I.
Yeah, you just click one of them, whichever one's highest.
Try to do awareness, but it's not letting.
It's doing it. It's popping it into the side chat.
Yeah, because
Oh,
I don't think you
oh.
guys have 3D dice enabled.
Oh, I guess not. I'm used to like the
Character has
dice.
enabled.
It does 3D dice.
Yes.
Under settings,
Yep.
which is the big gear at the top right.
Yep.
Look at dice options,
Mm,
and then
Okay.
you can open that, and you'll see enable 3D dice.
Ooh.
I guess go with the first one.
First one also check automatically roll 3D dice.
Automatically.
All right, and I need to make a couple rolls. All right, and then do it again. So you hear that one of the tavern owner, Polly Redleaf, is running a special until the end of the week. 1 free ale, cider, or local beer with the purchase of a meal. Make of that what you will, but you also hear that the force field is generated from multiple arcane devices. And as you guys kind of found out last week, arcane is very specific into what it is.
Hmm.
But given that, what would you want to do next?
Well, I would like to take a look at if I could find where one of these arcane devices are.
All right, so roll awareness. It's not going to be easy to do.
Oh darn! Here I thought they would be like huge hulking ziggurats that were very obvious. Never mind. I got the completely wrong way.
Yeah, first off, you go the wrong way, and you end up asking about those things as at the Celestial Abbey, at a church it's a big church, but it's clearly hasn't been maintained in a while. It is a very Gothic-looking church,
Mhm.
including plenty of gargoyle statues. along with stained glass that has red and blue motifs.
Oh. I wasn't looking for a church, but I'll take it.
But this is what's very clear about the church is that it still has some sanctity, but it's very clear that it's not been maintained.
Is anyone here?
So far, nope, nobody. Even the even the person who would be keeping an eye on it isn't here. The thing is, aside from some people coming in and out to pray, it's largely empty.
Well, that's me for now. I'll let everybody else do something.
But for the rest of you, what do you is there a spot that you'd like to go in to investigate, to look around, or just do some info gathering?
Could I go to like the marketplace, and I have, where is it called? That's not the one. I have something, network. So network lets me get some money, but I was wondering if as like part of that I'd be able to like try and get some information.
Monkey. You can attempt that. I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
As you head to the Shield Market, it is bustling with the sounds of laughter and merry conversation. Performers strumming instruments, or demonstrating feats of agility. Merchants hawking their wares and offering special discounts. Today only discounts. They had said that yesterday too.
FOMO. The FOMO's coming for us.
Street chefs producing aromas from mobile cooking carts. But there is an air of tension to the market. Merchants keeping a closer eye on their stuff, and the shadowed alleys around the marketplace seem darker than they should. It is basically 3 town squares smack dab in the middle of Broken Shield. So right about here. So it's right in between the a manor, a very large tavern, and an abbey that you happen to see a dragon-looking person just wander into.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh. Yep. Now, most of the carts you see are full of merchants that open their stalls every morning and then close it up at sunset. And also a fair amount of entertainers. Including a somersaulting halfling who calls himself Jumping Jack, who is doing somersaults on spring-loaded stilts while juggling. Along with one person who's doing this one-man band thing with a harmonica in her mouth, a tambourine on her foot, and a lute under her arm. but
Is she any good at it though? That's the real question.
she's all right. Listening to it doesn't make your ears hurt.
That's always a good sign.
So first off, what I'm gonna have you do is make that same check you did for checking rumors.
It was awareness, wasn't it?
That was what you used, though the other ones are just as viable if need be.
What was the other options?
Intelligence, charisma, or luck.
Yeah, we'll go with awareness, I think. The rest aren't so good.
So you do hear a couple of rumors. So let's see what the first one is. Oh, right, and then the second one. As you do set up you do find a friend of yours from who you met before and are able to set up shop alongside him. Otherwise, that's the only way you could set up shop to sell anything, because everybody's already got their cart space. But you do hear rumor that a serving maid who works for Bradshaw Manor is looking for help. Her name is Dorinya.
Dorinya. Okay. Do I find out where I could find her?
She's probably in the square, somewhere, or somewhere around the manor.
Okay. Is there anything else I find out?
That is it. That is it for now. But
in that case, I'd probably finish up selling some goods and trading, and then head out to try and find Dorinya.
Yep. So roll 2d10 plus 20.
Give me a second. Advanced roller.
That was the fastest pop-up shop ever.
He said. What was it? 2d10 plus 20, did you say?
Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, so you, while hawking your wares, were able to generate 31 silver.
Nice.
So add that to your sheet. And while you're doing that, your buddy looks, nudges you and points to a couple merchant carts that seem to be in a very heated argument, saying, If those guys keep at it, they're gonna scare away customers. You think you could help deal with that?
I'll try my best. I'm not the most charismatic, but I'm sure I can do something.
Somebody as big as you, they'll probably think better of starting stuff if you're around.
I'll just kind of nod, and then I'll approach over to the two that are arguing. Just be like, come on, guys. Yep. We're all merchants here. We're all trying to make money. Why are we arguing? What's the issue?
Yep. So they're arguing over who is a. You see that they're two spice merchants arguing over which is the right spice for a particular dish. So because of the fact that you do have some experience with spices, I want you to roll either intelligence or charisma. Roll twice and keep whichever is the higher.
I can do that. Do charisma. Well, I'm not too good at spices,
Wow.
I guess.
You do see them stare right at you and go, well, if you think you can handle it, let's see you mix them together.
Oh no.
Try again, this time with intelligence. You still roll twice.
Okay.
What were they arguing about? Paprika and cardamom or something?
Oh, I'll take that.
By some miracle, just by throwing a bunch of random spices together, you managed to dumb luck your way into it.
I discovered the 11 secret herbs and spices.
The spice must flow.
Now you just gotta figure out the Dr. Pepper recipe. We're good.
One day. I'll just kind of like smugly look at them and be like, see, I knew what I was on about. No problem whatsoever.
In fact, I knew nothing of what he was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You did the ratatouille thing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Remember one of the rules of combat. If it's stupid, but it works, it's not stupid.
I thought the first rule of combat was geek the mage.
That's the first rule of Shadowrunning.
Oh, right. No, it's never a milk run.
That's the second rule.
Oh my god.
True.
But since you did manage to settle it, that'll give you +1 goodwill, which isn't on the sheet. It's something it's something I'm going to be tracking, and 15 silver, because they're like, all right, you managed to find a combination that works, and since you technically invented it, I got to pay you.
Yay!
I call it something that a lot of white people struggle with. Pepper. Very spicy.
No, they struggle with mayonnaise, dude. It's too spicy.
True.
Which is crazy because
I thought mayonnaise was an instrument.
I heard if you get light mayonnaise, it's not as bad.
Oh my god.
Although, at the same time, Ryuma, you do while you're just wandering around the church, you do hear what sounds like the flapping of wings, higher up. Closer to the belfry.
If there's bats in the belfry, I should get rid of them. Starts going up.
As you head up, you do see that it looks like there's a swarm of bats that have taken roost.
I see. Well, in that case, are they all bundled up together?
Yeah.
Cool. Fire breath.
Well, roll for it.
Nothing for TATD, right?
Yeah. You don't have tactical advantage or disadvantage.
I didn't do that right. That's an actual 1. Oh my gosh.
I don't see the. You are
Yeah, it didn't do
re-rolling
the
that.
dice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's odd.
Mhm.
One more time. There we go.
Hmm.
That did something this time.
Yep.
All right.
So just click on the damage button that's in the log.
7. So everything within the 15-foot cone takes 7 fire damage. Whoosh.
Yep. Which is all of them, and they are first. You do see them freak out over the bright light from the fire breath, and as that's happening, you see them start to fly out of one of the holes in the belfry.
Mm-hmm.
But since you are up there, you do have a bit. This particular abbey is a very nice abbey, aside from the poorly maintained part of it,
Mm-hmm.
because its auditorium is made of polished stone floor and columns. The wooden ceiling is one that is clearly going to leak during rain. The pews have red cushions, but are clearly showing signs of fray. It looks like you see a mouse in one of them.
I'm okay with mice.
The place smells of incense. When you were going through towards the belfry, you saw cobwebs all over the parts of the ceiling. And there is a pipe organ. It is clearly dusty. It looks like it hasn't been tuned in quite a while. And as you take care of the problem, you see what looks like a priest running out, going, "What's all this ruckus?" And he sees you and goes. He looks up and goes, I'm a man of peace. I don't want any trouble.
Sorry, I heard you at the pipe organ, and then everything cut off.
The pipe organ is clearly in disrepair. Like, if you tried to play it, some of the keys would be out of tune. Also, the thing's covered in dust. And as you took care of the bats, you turn around and see a very old priest who he clearly is not menacing. Is like, whatever you do. Thank you for clearing out the bats, but please don't cause me any trouble.
Not here for any trouble. Just here to deal with the vampire problem.
If you're here for the vampire problem, then by my oaths, I am required to give you shelter. For as long as you're in Broken Shield, you can live here, but I will be very cross with you if you end up bringing any trouble into the church.
Well, I don't know if this weird bubble thing does anything to allow vampires onto holy ground, but I'm not going to bring any trouble here as much as I can.
But as you head back down, you do see a almost elven-looking woman, if a bit pale, approaching the church. And yes, this is where you end up meeting Scarlet after you just torched a bunch of bats. Oh, and the father going, I seem to have many guests today.
Oh, well, Abraham Van Helsing kind of like put out an all call for people to help out with the vampire problem here, so expect a few people. Old Abe should be coming down any day now.
As you say
Uncle or
that,
cousin,
you hear the sound of a throat clearing.
and he's right behind me, isn't he?
I'm saying, you're late.
Technically, this is the fastest I've gotten to any location I've ever wanted to go to. It's a family curse. Nothing I can do about it.
He just looks at you, just shakes his head and doesn't even press the issue. As he looks at Scarlet and goes, "I recognize those seals. You're from the Bloom family."
Of course. And I just show him the paperwork.
Are they also related? Pulls out notebook, starts looking at a very extensive list of families that I should know.
You're not related to them, but you've met members of the Bloom family, being in the same business.
Got it. There was that one archer I met that one time. Yeah, his name was Lando.
But so are you? The father looks at the two of you and go, Are you two acquainted?
I don't
I
think
tilt
I've
my
ever
head.
seen it before. Casual wave.
Interesting. I'm just I'll just like and just look. I'm like, you look strange. Because you're probably like I'm short, so I'm like just looking up. I'm like, curious.
Just kind of like look her over. Slight sniff. Nod. Nice to meet you.
You too as well.
So no, we've never met before.
But the father says, "You can stay here for the time being. But if you're looking on dealing with vampires, then you might be better off going to East Hill Academy."
There's an academy that deals with vampires?
I see. I'll take note of it. I guess if we're dealing with the same page, we should probably stop by there.
Probably. Like, I don't really think vampire hunters go to an academy. Usually it's like a family deal? Or are they like Academy of Mages? That's usually the deal.
It's just a East Hill Academy is just a school and a library.
It'll definitely have more information for us, especially with the CERN problem. We might find more information about it.
That's true.
And within the you find a road leading up a hill to an old rundown school building that's worn down and dusty. But
Oh,
but in better repair than the building itself. The front gate is open with a push, and the latch is rusted beyond repair. You hear the hinges creak loudly as the gate swings open. Fortunately, no, it's not like the creaky gate outside Toho. That gave us the Godzilla roar. Yes, I just ruined the magic for some folk. The Godzilla roar is the creaky gate outside the studio.
Beautiful.
But within, you do see a you do see that the school is still somewhat active, but the place has clearly seen better days. But you could
so either they don't get enough funding, or someone decided to really trash the place and they can't afford to fix it.
We'll get to that. But as you go in, you do see a elven woman with platinum blonde hair going through the various books in the library.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, which is a fancy way of saying that woman, of course, being Aurelia, just going through random books trying to find info.
Seems legit.
Think they're a scholar.
Maybe we should approach.
I don't know. Last time I approached a scholar deep in their books, they kind of like threw a book at me. Something about startling them? I'm not that
I
startling
see.
looking, am I?
To others, perhaps.
Yeah,
Oh,
everybody's
it a shot.
average height, and then there's the giant in the room.
Everyone's average height until you take a look at the lanky dragon in the room. It's just like,
How tall's Scarlet again?
I'm 5 foot.
Okay, I was gonna say that's below average.
I'm 6'6".
But yeah,
Just going to like go over and lightly tap around the shoulder. Excuse me.
she's gonna kind of she kind of jumps at first, but she turns and looks at you, and puts a finger to her lips. Yes. Can I help you find something?
Well, actually, we were told we can find information possibly on how to maybe deal with the vampire problem going on around here. That's what we were told, right? Looks over at Scarlet.
Yeah.
And I agree.
Right.
And who gave you this information? And said you'd find it here?
Old priest at the church. I should have gotten his name. I'm really bad about asking. I never asked your name either. Anyway, hi.
Hello. My name's Aurelia. I'm not really from here. I was sent here to deliver something to someone.
Got it. It's like you see him writing in his little notebook.
But if they said you'd find the information here, I can help
Or
you find
help.
it.
Yeah,
Like,
what
it's either
you were
information or help.
what Really, what you were looking for is whether or not you can whether or not you could find any the anything on the original blueprint, because you believe it was hidden here, since you know the guy who made it lived here.
Makes sense.
So,
But-
what were you looking for?
Well, idly, I was searching for something here, but I don't quite think it would be out in the open.
Oh,
So I'm gonna talk to someone,
that sounds like a good idea.
see if I could get some more information. And if you would like, I can ask them about what you're looking for as well.
Well, since I have no idea where to go, and I don't think points at Scarlet hesitantly is like, what was her name again? Scarlet, yeah. I don't think Scarlet here knows anybody around here either. We'll tag along. Ryoma, by the way.
Understood. Nice to meet you, Ryuma, and Scarlet, it's a pleasure. And she
You
just
as well.
kind of turns on her heel and goes to look for whoever's in charge of the library.
You do meet up with one of the librarians. But who does note that, because you end up asking about the man who made the stake thrower, and through that you end up learning he passed away about a year ago. But you are led to some of the archives within it. So for each of you who are in the library, I want you to make a check using intelligence or luck.
Luck it is. Mine is terrible, apparently.
Clearly.
Is it intelligence or luck?
I don't know if that helps.
I mean, I would think that helps. Apparently, I attract all the ones. My goodness.
So you do find a few things. Mostly that until recently, Broken Shield was under the domain of the Bradshaw family until they disappeared under a particular night, the same night that Dracula started showing up. Though some people may see that as a blessing in disguise, because the Bradshaws were a family of bandits. And there is some notes about vampires, namely, when a vampire dies, it turns into mist and returns to its ancestral soil. And if you kill a vampire, you will also kill the vampires that it sired if they're still enthralled to it. As far as the whole using religious icons, that only works if it was a religious figure that the vampire worshipped. Well, worshipped before they became a vampire. Let me clarify. And also, Valder, I see you in roll 20, so I have to once again do the flashback. Valder, is your mic working?
Yes, it is.
Right. Let me add you in so that everybody can see you. So I thought it was added in, but then it is not. I do apologize about that.
All good.
So I'm good. I'm going to ask a question. You can, as far as the whole thing of attunation that I asked in that question earlier,
Mm-hmm.
that is a type of meditation technique that is used by arcane sorcerers to get the mental state for sorcery. You first attune when you access the wellspring for the first time, i.e., when you become a sorcerer, and you have to maintain that mindset in some form. So
Okay.
the question is how what do you do to maintain the mindset that lets you tap into the arcane?
I'm gonna go with the Bruce Banner approach. He's just always angry.
When you said Bruce Banner approach, I was thinking of the breathing techniques that were in the first attempt at MCU Bruce.
No,
Oh, he's just consistently seething. It's fine.
no, the Mark Ruffalo version.
So I'd imagine that you found your way to Broken Shield through Van Helsing's request.
I was thinking about the what was. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't get a whole lot of time to like do stuff because of work, but there was like a group of 2 people who were part of like a guild that hunted vampires, and I was gonna go be associated with them, or my goal was to be associated with them, like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that would be the Van Helsings and the Harkers.
Yeah.
So it'd probably be Mina Harker who had recruited you and sent you to Broken Shield.
Yeah, that's what it would have been.
Yeah. She is the elder within the family, and also a bit of a grouch.
Cool. Our personalities match.
Yeah. She used to run the Harker household, but after he died, during Dracula's rise to power, she became disillusioned. But she did receive a letter requesting aid from her old friend Abraham, and reached out to you to see if you would answer the call. She doesn't think that Dracula's conquest can be stopped, but she does have respect for Abraham, so she's willing to entertain whatever he's considering. When you arrived, you when you arrived at Broken Shield, you did find your way to the church, and thus were able to meet with Abraham. For the rest of you, as you do your research, one of the librarians does approach you and asks, "You all seem very learned. Would you be willing to donate some time to help the students within the school for a bit?"
Help them with what exactly?
Just we are trying to fix up some parts of the school and could use extra pair of hands if need be.
Oh,
I realize the school has seen better days, but any bit helps.
oh, okay. You mentioned learned before, so I thought it was like teaching the students.
My apologies, old habits.
Right. I look at Scarlet and Aurelia. What do you think?
I think I can manage small things, perhaps. I can lend maybe a hand.
Because, like, you guys can keep on researching and I'll do it. I'm obviously no help. All I found was, like, this old love letter.
Although,
Aurelia, we've
Joe,
been
roll
asked
roll intellect.
Of course you're asking me to roll intellect. Well, maybe I'll do better than luck. I actually did better than luck. 15.
So, you notice something odd about the way that love letter was written. Like the way letters are set up doesn't look like the way a love letter would be written normally. And because of that, you realize one thing. The whole love letter thing is a front. It was just made to.
Oh.
What you found is a one-off spell scroll, just disguised to look like a love letter.
Turns it up.
What did I miss? I'm so sorry.
Passes it off to Aurelia.
It looks like it's something. That was a love letter.
Aurelia, roll Arcana.
Sorry. I just got back, so I'm still trying to figure out what's going on.
Joe had, Ryuma had looked at the love letter that he found and realized it's not actually a love letter, just designed to look like one. But when you look at it, you do notice this is a spell. Specifically a spell of unravel magic.
So how did we get this?
Joe
I found it in a random book.
Okay.
I was trying to find something useful when we were researching something. All I found was what I thought was a love letter.
Okay.
But
Right,
we're currently being asked to help fix up the school a bit. You guys can keep researching. As a knight, I'm kind of honor bound to help out the locals, so...
Mhm.
Yeah, Aurelia, I kind of look at the letter and examine it a little bit and then look back at them, and this is a spell scroll. It's not a love letter.
Oh! I thought it was just written some kind of fancy code, like someone was trying to like hide important information or something.
Oh, what's the easiest place to hide something is in plain sight.
She just kind of looks at them and is like, and she also explains like what spell it is as well and what it does.
Can you use it?
Can you remind me again what the spell is, Mildra?
Unravel spell, which is exactly what it says on the tin.
Yep. Okay. I can, but I don't know if I would have any use for it as of yet.
Maybe we'll find some magic for you to unravel, whatever that means.
Yeah, mechanically speaking, it is an unravel spell. It lets you basically end a spell affecting a creature, but if that spell is cost 10 spell points or less.
Yep. Also, you kind of notice I look a little confused at the way that you're talking about me in this situation, as if like this has become a permanent party. And she just kind of, she doesn't really know what's going on just yet and everything, because she's kind of just been here looking through the library and then helped y'all with finding out whatever it was.
Oh, I just handed it to you
because
Mhm.
being here and then running to the restroom because I had to take an emergency restroom break.
You're fine. I just handed it to you because you look more scholarly than me, so
Yep.
thought you'd be able to make sense of it.
Mm-hmm.
And she
I
just
will
kind of
note-
stretches it off and sets it in her bag.
Mm-hmm. So just make sure to note Scroll of Unravel Magic 10 SP on your inventory.
I might need that info again real quick after I finish typing. You said 10 SP?
Yep.
Oh, is that the cost?
That's how much. That's the SP. That's the amount of SP that it can unravel.
Okay. Still getting used to the system, sorry.
Yeah, it is a good old work in progress.
There, it's added.
But
so what I missed with Valder's character, have we not got there yet?
we haven't gotten there yet. He is heading to the after you leave and head back to the Abbey, because in your meeting up it is slipped that that Abraham is there.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I was just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything important.
Yeah. He does immediately recognize the pendant that you're wearing. And also around the same amount of time, Herbert, you had went to the Abbey to pray for good luck on your next your next run, and hope that you don't run into something like that again.
Yep.
Which does mean I have successfully subverted the you all meet at a tavern. You didn't meet at a tavern, you met at a church.
And then the magic unravels around us and reveals a tavern.
No wonder this place is having problems. All they have is an old priest. They need a young priest as well.
But when Abraham sees the pendant around Aurelia's neck, he immediately goes, "Ah, you must be on here on Joanna's behalf. how is she doing?
Aurelia kind of thinks on it. She seems to be doing well, but I would say seems a bit tied up and busy in the matter of what's going on currently in the world.
I'm hardly surprised that she would be occupied. But as this is going on, Micah, you've arrived at Broken Shield. And like with everyone else, the big thing that you notice is the barrier around the town.
Okay.
The guard simply asking you to state your business.
I'm here on the request of was it the Harkers or the Harpers?
Harker.
Harkers.
Which he looks straight at you, and the fact that you clearly look like you don't belong here doesn't exactly help matters. So he says, "If you end up causing any trouble, I will shoot you on sight." And just tells you go. He's acting like, just go. As far as anyone knows, I didn't see you. Don't make me rethink that.
Okay. And he'll just walk in, I guess.
Oh. Which, eventually, after a bit of wandering, you do find your way to the church, as that was where the letter had said Van Helsing would be. So as everyone else is getting settled into introductions, you end up walking right in. You do notice that the church is a large church, but has clearly seen better days.
Was I told how many people I was meeting with, or was it just supposed to be Van Helsing?
You were told that Van Helsing was recruiting other people, as well as you, for this particular task.
Okay.
I see we have another one joining us. He says as he notices you. You must be the one that Mina talked about. She said she was sending a nomad over to deal with the problem. I'm guessing that would be you.
That sounds about right.
Well, I don't feel like calling you Outlander all day, so how would I address you?
You can just call me Micah.
Oh, just Micah. Well, welcome aboard. Since we have a decent amount of people here now, so I think we can address the matter at hand.
When they say just Micah, you can visibly see his eye twitch.
He did open himself up to that.
Oh, that's an odd name.
His eye twitches again.
And he ends up stating that, so you're all aware of the situation you see with that barrier. I don't know how it was done, but that barrier was put up at the behest of the new overseer of Broken Shield, Chester Rennie, who has appointed himself as governor of the town and had that barrier erected. I have reason to believe he is the vampire, but where he is and where the mechanisms for the barrier are, I don't know. The barrier blocks all but the illumination effects of sunlight, meaning he can walk in the daylight without feeling the effects.
So, what did he tell the? What did he tell the town? Like, what did he tell Broken Shield to get them to be comfortable with the barrier? That it was protecting them against what?
There have been monster attacks against Broken Shield in the past, which is why the walls are there, as well as the fact that it's had issues with bandits for about 150 years.
Okay.
So as far as the townsfolk are concerned, the barrier is just they as long as they can go about their daily lives, they don't care.
Hmm.
Especially given that Forston is in a very precarious position, since there is a massive power vacuum due to the Queen and her successors being either dead or killed. This region has fallen to full-on anarchy.
My main concern is, how does somebody just appoint themselves mayor?
That too.
When no one else is around to challenge you.
I mean, everybody just accepted this.
For a lot of folk, the Broken Shield was for about 120 years ago. For 120 years, I should say, was under the control of the Bradshaw family of bandits. Even running the town, which they took over by force, they still acted like bandits.
So the town is used to people taking over by force.
So their attitude is, as long as we can go about our daily lives, we don't care. However, I am of the belief that this vampire is more of a advanced position for Dracula. And it is to that end that I believe is the reason why he has been placed here.
Hmm.
Which there are two things I would ask of you here. Find where this vampire is, kill him, and remove the barrier on the town. Do you think you would be capable of that?
mean, I think I'm more than capable enough of killing a vampire. As for the barrier, that's a different story.
Well,
To be
Micah
fair,
is
if
in
we
a
can
unique
take
position.
Care... Oh, go ahead.
Micah is in a unique position regarding the barrier because you're familiar with arcane magic, so you know at the very least you know what kind of power source is using it.
Oh, I wasn't aware that I knew that. I haven't even examined the barrier, so.
Well, you can see it, and it is very obvious to you that it's arcane magic just from the coloration alone, because you're an arcane caster yourself.
Okay.
You can see the color of magic.
Yes, but enough about Rincewind.
Okay. So, I guess my next question would be: where was the last place that this person was seen? Also, can I get his name one last time so I can add it in my journal?
Yes, I can do that. That was Chester Rennie.
Chester Renning or Redding?
Rennie. Rennie.
Rennie. Got it.
Okay.
He was seen on the Richard family farm, the farm that's outside of the city.
He was seen at the farm outside the city.
But in addition to that, Abraham does point out, while officially there's plenty of spot to rest here. It may be best for you to keep appearances by taking up rooms at the Red Leaf Tavern. Which he points out is the tavern that's just to the north of the Abbey.
How expensive are the rooms there?
You won't have to worry about that. I took the liberty of ensuring that you have rooms. The owner there is an acquaintance of mine.
Here I was going to help fix up the church a bit so that we can stay here, but okay.
But when you head to the tavern, it is a large building that's overlooking the Shield Market, right about
Oops.
here.
Ignore that. I did not realize clicking that was going to do that.
Right around where? Got it.
Mm-hmm.
And where's the church in relation to there?
I'm assuming that's this building. Oh.
Well, that's the church. So, so it's not that far. Got it.
Yep.
Didn't realize we were so close to the river.
Mm-hmm.
Mildred, do vampires still have that issue with crossing running water or no?
No.
Okay.
There are other issues that they have, but that's not one of them. The bigger issue is making sure that they have a spot that has their graveyard soil.
Fair enough.
But The tavern itself looks fairly inviting. You see rows of hostas outside the main door, and jasmine flowers growing on spots alongside the windowsills. A fat cat with a blue leather collar reading Leopold often walks around the grounds. Within the tavern is pretty cozy. There's a tile floor of black and white, and the tables are made of polished oak. There's also a couple fireplaces that illuminate the area, and some private dining rooms. The actual rooms that you'd be staying in are upstairs. Oh. But when you do head up to see that each of you has a individual room, and it has been paid for in advance. It looked
Wait,
while it's paid for. It looks like a standard one bedroom room with the trappings you'd expect of it.
why are there 5 rooms?
When the person who guided you to him just says, "That's what he asked for." I guess he was expecting 5 people. He says with a shrug, like, he paid for the rooms. I'm not asking anything further.
Fair enough. I guess we're waiting on one more person. You'd think Gabe would tell us about this kind of thing.
People don't pry for details too much in Broken Shield. He says everybody has a degree of separation. But
Sounds about right. I never went to school, so I didn't get a degree in anything.
after
Is there a stable attached to this inn?
no,
Guess they don't expect people to have horses.
Is
Did you have a horse?
yes.
Oh,
there is
Is
a
there-
room. There is a room, and there is a area in the back that can be used as a makeshift stable, just as a spot to tie the horse, but not a full on multiple spot stable.
does
Is there
the
one
town
in Broken Shield that I can rent, I guess?
The spot that's a makeshift one, that's really the only spot you could do it, unless you go halfway across town or go outside of town.
I will go halfway across town then, because I'm not about to put my horse in a spot that's like not necessarily meant for horses.
especially if
the
it's not going to
only
be taken care of?
Yeah, the only spot is the Watch Keep, a stone building that overlooks the eastern side of the town.
All right.
So
Well, I'm gonna take my
essentially,
horse over
this
there then.
building over here, the people there are under the command of the town's sheriff, and he's not keen on the idea of just having a horse sitting in the watch. But since it's really the only other spot he could do that, it's like, fine, whatever. Just don't cause any trouble, or you're going to have a more permanent stay in here.
I'm confused. What's that supposed to mean?
Prison.
Oh,
I hold on. I feel like I have something. That okay, maybe not. I don't know. I'll worry about it later. But I thank the guy for letting me stay with my horse there temporarily.
Since you are here, I'm gonna have you do the same over here check that I did that I had the others do. So roll either awareness, intellect, charisma, or luck.
and you're doing this to hear rumors.
Because even though people keep to themselves, they talk.
Oh wait, I didn't get this.
We got that roll when we first came in, I think.
Yeah,
Yep.
but I wasn't with you two. I was separate.
Said awareness, intellect, charisma, or luck.
Yep.
I'll just do awareness. Oh, it's shit roll. So 2, 4, rather.
Congratulations, Joe. You don't have to suffer alone with bad rolls.
I mean, I got a decent roll for rumors. I
Oh,
just
no,
have
it
a bad roll for
begins.
everything else.
It begins.
Yes, my first roll of the campaign is a friggin' 2.
Oh no.
You did hear someone claim the river downstream of the Bradshaw Manor has been observed on having blood in it.
I just didn't recognize the bodies in the water.
Well,
Let me
I feel like-
correct myself.
I feel like considering this is a town that was previously run by bandits, that's a pretty normal occurrence. So
Oh, so since you didn't do the roll earlier, Skate, I'm gonna have you make that same check.
I don't know if you saw my side note in the side chat. The correction is that I was told the roll, but then I was never followed up with on it.
Yeah, sorry about that. I think that's what happens when you're spinning a bunch of plates at once.
No, you're good. You're good. This one I was like, wait a second. I need this.
I want this. Let me have it.
Do you want me to re-roll or we keep it the original roll?
Reroll.
Okay. You said intelligence, right? Charisma or luck?
Yep.
Okay. Not much different. That is a 22.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
All right. So I need to make this roll 3 times. All right, let's take 1. All right. Take 2. And take 3.
Thank you. I'll do that now.
There were a few rumors that you heard earlier when you were doing research. You do hear that even though garlic and selling and trading garlic and silver is banned in the town, somebody has been growing garlic somewhere in town illegally.
You know, it's like he's
Fun.
not even trying to pretend he's not a vampire.
Right?
They're moving in on my job.
The other thing you end up hearing is that the farm which is held by the Richard brothers think that because of the force field their crops are going to be failing, and it is a point of concern.
Wait, you said the farm because of the bams,
Because of the barrier.
because of the barrier, feel like their farms are filling?
Yeah.
That they're going to.
Are going to fill.
Yeah, because the barrier, for whatever reason, prevents the plants from growing properly.
You said garlic, and what else was currently banned?
Silver.
Silver.
The exception is, of course, silver coins can still be used as currency.
Okay.
Aw, but I want to pay for everything with pennies.
Coins being used. Let's see.
But later on, as evening starts to come along, you do get to have some semblance of dinner. As far as what the dinner is, it's grilled trout and potato wedges.
Needs garlic.
Can I add some of that spice I made earlier to it?
Yeah.
So do we finally get to meet the merchant friend, or?
You've already met him.
Wait, what
We
is
haven't really interacted though.
Yeah. He was in the church.
What? Okay, I must have missed that part.
But yeah, you were cutting in and out, so there's that.
Got it.
Oh,
What did dinner consist of again?
Fish and potatoes.
You? Sorry, I'm taking notes.
No, you're fine. Filleted fish and potato wedges, essentially.
yeah. Technically trout with a lemon glaze. So it's not completely flavorless. I mean, we're not savages.
Those potatoes are sad. You can't have potatoes without garlic.
They make up the lack of garlic with butter.
Got it. So it's the Paula Deen special.
Though the person serving you does apologize that because garlic is banned, they had to improvise. But
As we're sitting down and eating, I'm like looking at everyone going, so, he's not really trying to hide the fact he's a vampire, is he?
I was literally about to say that same exact thing. It's like he's doing a really shitty job of, hiding that he's a vampire.
I mean, admittedly, a lot of the townsfolk can't really do anything about a vampire, but, like, still.
oh, as you're eating dinner, you do see that someone has walked into the tavern and put up a wanted poster on the wall with a portrait of, you assume it's Abraham based on some of the features, but it's clearly a shit portrait.
Who drew this? A 5-year-old?
Simply stated that that the person wanted is named Helsing and is wanted for sedition.
He's really not hiding it very well.
But after dinner and a bit of rest, you do have you have a mission set up that you guys are going to be going into, and the fact that Broken Shield it's a decent town, but it's clearly seen better days, especially given some of the buildings that are very much in disrepair. Despite the liveliness in the market square, there is a sense of underlying tension, like something's about to go bad very fast, or something's going to snap because of this soft lockdown that's going about. And since it wouldn't do to jump straight into what's going to happen next, that's where we're going to do our cutoff. At least for now. I did say that this one wasn't going to be combat heavy.
I need to shower anyway because I'm all hot and sweaty from being outside all day today.
Sounds good, sounds good. Can't wait for us to continue onward and properly get to know each other.
Yep. So, I realized a lot of this was set up, but I didn't want to just do you all meet at a tavern. I am at this particular episode is ending in a tavern, but you didn't all meet in a tavern.
Yeah.
Technically, we're all ending at an inn. Haha!
I mean,
I see what you
taverns
did
and inns
there.
are typically together.
Shh.
Also,
I'm kidding.
you all properly met in a library and a church.
Yep.
Beautiful.
And again,
But-
the main reason why this place is having a vampire problem is all they have is an old priest. They need a young priest, too.
But we will be back here in a couple weeks.
Mhm.
As much as I would like to improvise for the 18th, I have appointments that are gonna be putting me significantly out of my usual area.
Fair
Good
enough.
one. I'm so sorry, dude.
No, it just means I'm gonna be out of town for a portion of the afternoon.
All good. It still sucks unless you're doing something actually fun.
There's going to be a mix of fun and not. And at the very least, I'll be able to go. I'll be able to go to one of my usual spots and not pay for it.
That was nice.
Question. When's the next session? It's next week, right?
So the next session will be in 2 weeks. So on the 25th.
What time?
Okay.
Usual time. So 11 a.m. Central and ending at 3. And that's going to be the plan.
I got you guys. Look, I got it right there. You know.
So I'll make sure to make a note of that, and we will continue this onward in a couple weeks. So until then, on behalf of the good brothers present and not present, my name is Mildra. I am your gaming monk. Stay fucking frosty, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Take care. Bye, Mildred.
And we are clear. Oh, we will.
Right, I'm gonna
Looks
end.
like a bot showed up and then
I'm
disappeared while I
gonna
was
finish up there
while I
as
was
well,
doing
so
the
we
wrap
can
up.
kind of talk. But yeah,
Nope.
thank you everyone for watching. I don't know
Thank
if
you,
I'll do this
Seribot,
again, but I'll let you know.